Hello dear students, so let us complete the topic of accounting equation which was left incomplete before vacations. So let us start with the summary table. First transaction was capital brought in by cash and brought in cash by the new partner. So this will increase your asset, cash will increase and capital will increase. And capital brought in kind, in this capital will increase and the asset which this owner is investing in the business, this will also increase. Withdrawn by the owner, capital decrease, cash will decrease, and if he is withdrawing in goods, in that case capital decrease and stock will also decrease. Purchase of fixed assets, in this case if you are buying on credit, it will increase your liability and asset, the name of that particular asset will increase. On cash basis, this will not going to change your left hand side, liability side, this is known as liability side, and your cash will decrease, or if you are buying through bank, then your bank balance will decrease and the asset will increase. Purchase of goods on cash or credit, so on credit, if you are buying your goods on credit, it will increase your liability, creditors will increase and stock will increase. And if you are buying on cash, cash will decrease because you are paying in cash and stock will increase. So we have already done each and every transaction in the previous lecture with the help of numerical example. I am just revising all these things which we done in the earlier lecture. Payment to creditors, liability decrease, your liability will decrease, and cash or bank, if you are paying through check, then your bank balance will decrease. And the next is sale of goods. So we have done various varieties of sale of goods. If you are selling your goods for cash at a profit, so in this case the formula of profit is sale minus cost. So your profit, your capital will increase because of profit, because profit is added to the capital. I told you that there are only three headings which are available to us in accounting equation: capital, liability and assets. So profit will ultimately goes to the owner, so his capital will increase because of profit, and likewise the cash will also increase with the sale value and stock will reduce with the cost. On credit, if you are selling goods on credit, your debtor will rise. In that case, your profit, you can increase your capital with the profit because still you are earning profit even if you are selling on credit. Your stock will decrease with the cost price and debtor will increase with the sale value. And next, if you are selling goods for cash at a loss, this loss, when you are adding profit to capital, then you will be reducing your capital with the loss. So loss will be deducted from the capital, sale value will be added to the cash because you are receiving this in cash, and stock will reduce with the cost price. And here obviously cost price will be more because you are suffering a loss, so this will be more than sale value. On credit at a loss, in this case loss again will be deducted from the capital and stock will decrease with the cost price and debtor will increase with the sale value. So now let us today do few more transactions and their summary along with the examples. So let us start. So this is transaction number 7. Transaction number 7. So let us write the transaction first. Transaction is when you receive cash. Cash received from debtors. So when you receive cash from debtors, so what will happen to accounting equation? See, when you are receiving cash from debtors, in this case your accounting equation on the left hand side, this is not going to change because it will have no impact on capital as well as on liability. But yes, in this case your cash will be increased, it will be added to cash. Whatever you are receiving from debtors, it will be added to cash, and the second aspect is your debtors will reduce. So both effect on right hand side, your cash will increase and debtors will decrease. But if suppose there is another point here, if you are giving discount to your debtor, because sometime for motivating your debtor we allow them discount so that they will be able to make early payment. So what will happen to the accounting equation? Let us see. When you allow discount to debtor, so discount allowed to debtors. So when you are allowing discount means you are accepting less money from the debtors. So accepting less means it is a loss to the firm, to business. This is a loss. So what is to be done in case of loss? It is to be deducted from the capital because you are accepting less money. So in this case, whatever discount money will be there, discount allowed will be deducted. For deduction I am using this bracket sign, and whatever is received it will be added to the cash. So whatever you are receiving from debtors, obviously you will receive less. If suppose you need to take 10,000 from debtors and you allowed a discount of rupees 500, then you will be receiving how much? 9,500. So 9,500 will be added to the cash. But this is very important, please pay attention here, that your debtors will be reduced with the full amount due. Even if you are allowing discount to your debtors, but debtors will reduce with the full amount because you cannot claim the money again. If suppose you were supposed to take 10,000 and 500 is allowed at discount, so your debtor will be settled with 10,000. You cannot expect that your debtor will pay you 500 balance amount in future because you yourself are giving discount to your debtor. So let us do a numerical based on this numerical example and see the impact of this numerical on the transaction. So let us assume that cash, suppose your transaction is like this, cash received from a debtor, let us write the name of the debtor, Mr. Oberoi, rupees 15,000. Suppose this is your transaction, you are receiving cash from Mr. Oberoi, your debtor. So how to tackle this in accounting equation? So first of all, let us write accounting equation. So no impact on capital, no impact on liability. Your cash will increase by 15,000 and your debtor, what is the name of the debtor? Mr. Oberoi. You can mention the name of the debtor if you are having 2-3 debtors, but in case of single debtor you can skip the name of the debtor. So debtor will reduce by 15,000. So just see the impact or both sides, or both on asset side of the accounting equation. One is decreasing, debtor is decreasing, cash is decreasing. So finally this is not going to affect your accounting equation. But now let us see if you are allowing discount to debtor. This was our 7th transaction. If you are allowing, I told you earlier also that you will also make a summary table on separate sheet and then examples on a different sheet. Discount allowed to debtors. So how to treat this? In this case, suppose cash received from, this is your transaction, cash received from debtor Mr. Oberoi, after giving him a discount of rupees, let us say 10%, and net cash received is rupees, if you give 10% discount, the amount will be 13,500. So what is happening in this case? You are giving a 10% discount to your debtor, and net amount which you are receiving is 13,500. So how many accounts are involved in this? So one is discount received. Let us make a list of all those items. Discount received. Is it discount received? No, this is discount allowed. So first is discount allowed, because we are allowing discount to our debtor. So this is our expense. And how to treat expense? Expense will be deducted from the capital. And second is your debtor will decrease. Debtor will decrease with the full amount. With the full amount. What was the full amount? We are assuming that we need to take 15,000 from 15,000 was due from Mr. Oberoi. So you will reduce your debtor by rupees 15,000, and cash will increase by rupees 13,500. So these are the three impacts of this particular transaction. But even if the impacts are three, but this is not going to affect the equality of accounting equation. See how C plus L is equal to A. You will be deducting 1500, and you can either put minus sign or you can put the bracket, and you can mention this is your discount allowed. No change on liability side. And on asset side, yes, what will happen on asset side? Your cash will increase by net amount 13,500, and your debtor will decrease by 15,000. So this is the net impact, and see the net impact of this. 15,000 you are deducting and 13,500 adding. So finally you are reducing right hand side by 1500 and reducing left hand side by 1500, left hand side and right hand side. So this particular transaction is not going to affect your accounting equation, or you can say that the final effect on left hand side and right hand side is equal. So now let us do a next transaction based on the similar lines. Next transaction is when we draw a bill on our debtor. Drawn a bill receivable on the debtor. So what is the basic difference between this and this? In this case, see, a debtor can take 2 months, 3 months or 4 months. There is no limit, but just to make him time bound for making payment, otherwise he will take his own time in making the payment to the firm. But when you issue bills receivable to a debtor, this bill receivable will give each and every terms and condition to our debtor, that he'll have to make payment within 2 months or 3 months, whatever is written on the bill. So just to make him time bound, we draw a bill on our debtor. Who is a debtor? He is our customer from whom money is to be taken. So we are making him time bound. So what is the main benefit when we make him time bound? That we don't have to remind him again and again. Whatever is written on the bill, he will have to follow the instruction, and if he is not following the instruction, meaning is that if after 2 months whatever is written on the bill, if 2 months is written, if he is not turning up, in that case we can take legal action against him. So I hope this is clear to you. So what we are doing, we are drawing a bill, we are converting our debtor into bills receivable. So what will happen in this case? No change in capital, no change in liabilities, this, and no change in cash also. This will reduce our debtors. Our debtors will reduce. So deducted from the debtors, and a new item, what is the name of this new item? Bills receivable will be added. A new item will be added in the on the asset side of the accounting equation. So this will be added and this will be deducted. So nature is same. This is also our asset and this is also our asset, but this is not time bound. So just to make him time bound, what we are doing? We are drawing a bill on our debtor. So I hope this is clear to you. Now next transaction is when bill is accepted by us, accepted by the firm. So this is just opposite case. Like for example, suppose our creditor can draw a bill on us, and what he will do, he will get it signed, he will get our sign on the bill, and he will keep the bill with him, and we have to follow the instructions given on the bill. So now this is a shift in liability. Now we will be paying according to the bill. Now we will not be paying to the creditor, we will be paying against bills payable. So this bill is known as bills payable. So what will happen in this case? No change in capital. On liability side, your creditor will reduce, deducted from the creditor, and a new item. What is the name of this new item? The name of this new item is bills payable will be added on liability side, and there is no change on asset side, or you can say that right hand side will not be affected. So let us do numerical based on these two. So if this is 8, example 8, if bill is drawn on Mr. Oberoi with rupees 15,000, then what will happen? To accounting equation, C plus L is equal to A. No change in capital, no change in liability, and no change in cash also. This is not going to show any change in our cash. And debtor, yes, what will happen to debtor? Debtor will reduce by 15,000, and a new item. What is the name of this new item? Bills receivable will be added to the asset side. So I hope this is clear to you. No change in cash. Debtor will reduce because now our debtors are converted into bills receivable. And similar type of treatment when you accept bill, when firm accepts the bill. Suppose rupees 20,000 was due to creditor, which are converted into bills payable, and our firm has accepted the bill, So what will happen in this case when firm has accepted the bill? So C plus L is equal to A. No change in C because this is our capital, and liabilities, creditor are already there. So you will reduce your creditor by 20,000 because you are converting your creditor into bills payable. So a new item will be added. What is the name of this new item? Bills payable. 20,000 will be added, and no change on asset side of the accounting equation. So I hope this is also clear to you how to deal with this. Now the next item is 10th item is, I will be writing next item here because we are doing treatment summary of all the treatments here. So the next item is loan from bank. Treatment of loan from bank. Yes, what will happen when you take loan from bank? When you take loan from bank, it means number one, it will increase your liability because you are liable to make payment in future. So your liability will increase. And second, this is the first point. And second aspect is that whenever bank used to give us loan, bank will increase our bank balance. So when we apply for bank loan, bank will simply increase our bank balance, and a notification will come to you that your account has been credited with such and such amount. So it means it will show that your money has been added to, money of bank loan has been added to bank balance. So how to treat this bank balance when you, this transaction when you take loan from bank? In this case, a new liability. What is the name of the liability? Bank loan. This new liability will be created, it will be added, and moreover on asset side your bank balance will be increased. So increase, this is created, and number two, this is also increased. So you are creating a new liability and increasing your bank balance. So let us do an example based on this. Obtaining a bank loan of rupees 1 lakh from SBI. So what will happen in this case when you take loan from bank? So when you take loan from bank, C plus L is equal to A. Number one, your bank loan on the liability side will increase by 1 lakh, and on the asset side, see what will happen on the asset side? On asset side your bank balance will also increase by 1 lakh. So this is the change when you obtain bank loan from SBI. And what will happen when you make repayment of bank loan? Yes, when repayment of bank loan is there, repayment of bank loan, when you repay your bank loan, in that case C plus L is equal to A. So your bank loan will decrease because you are repaying. And if you are repaying in cash, so that will be mentioned in the numerical, otherwise you will reduce your bank balance. So bank balance will be reduced, and bank balance is your asset, and bank loan will be reduced, your liability will be reduced. So I hope this is also clear to you. You have no issues, no problem in this case. Now let us do the next transaction. Next transaction is related to purchase return. So what will happen in case of purchase return? Purchase return means the reason can be any, the goods are not as per the specification. Firm is returning goods. See, this should be very clear what is happening in case of purchase return. Firm or our business is returning goods to the supplier. The reason can be any, goods are not as per the specifications, or color is not as per our requirement, and the quality of the goods are not good. So reason can be any, or the price is overcharged or undercharged. Undercharged is not there. Normally overcharge, in case of overcharge we used to return the goods. So before going for the treatment, let us make it very clear that normally in the books we assume that whenever purchase return is there, so whenever we are talking about purchase return, these goods were originally purchased on credit. Purchased on, goods were originally purchased on credit. It means we are talking about this transaction, purchase of goods on credit. Creditor will increase and stock will increase. So what will happen in case of credit purchase? Both will decrease. So let us do that. No change in C. Liabilities, in case of liability, this will reduce your creditor. So it will be deducted from the creditors, number one, and number two, on asset side your stock will also reduce. So this will be done on both the sides, deducted from liabilities under creditors and deducted from stock also. So let us do a transaction which is based on this. Yes, this is transaction number 12. So this is my page where I am doing example related to 12th transaction. Suppose transaction is like that: return goods worth rupees, let us say 10,000 to supplier, and the name of the supplier is Messrs. Verma and Sons. And what was the assumption? Assumption was that these goods are originally purchased on credit. So how to deal with this? C plus L is equal to A. So we'll be reducing this from the creditor. Creditor will reduce by 10,000 because now he cannot claim the money, because we are returning the goods. We are rejecting the goods and returning the goods, and moreover our stock will also reduce by goods returned by us. So I hope this transaction is also clear to you. Now let us do the last transaction. So we'll be doing few more transactions because so many transactions are still left. So we'll be doing more transactions in the subsequent lectures. So the next transaction is transaction number 13. Transaction is related to sales return. Sales return. So what will happen in case of sales return? Our customer is returning. Customer or debtor is returning goods to us, to our firm. So why customer is returning? The reason can be same which we did in case of sales purchase return. The reason can be goods are not as per the specification or not as per the sample, color, or there are various issues: color, price, quality. So issue can be any, but customer is returning goods to us. And here also the assumption is, what is the assumption? Assumption is that the goods are purchased by the customer on credit. Goods are purchased by the customer on credit basis. So in this case, what will happen? What will happen to C? See, when you are selling goods, in that case, your sale price includes cost price plus a part of profit also. So when customer is returning goods to you, definitely this is going to reduce your profit, because the goods which are sold to him were at sale price, and moreover this will reduce your stock also, and this will reduce your debtors also. So these are the three impacts. Profit will reduce, stock will reduce, and debtor will also reduce. So how to show this in accounting equation? This will reduce your profit because goods are returned. Profit on sales return. So I think this is the first case where we are deducting profit from the capital. So we mentioned that this is a profit on sales return. So we are deducting it back because it was added earlier. Because customer has returned the goods, so we are returning. So we are deducting. No change in liabilities, and here because cash is not paid by the customer, so we are not returning in cash. So no change in cash, but our stock will reduce with the cost price. So we'll be reducing our stock with the cost price, and moreover we'll be reducing our debtor. How we'll be reducing our debtor? We'll be reducing our debtor with the sale price. So let us do an example based on this. Also, 13 transaction. Suppose our customer, Mr. Oberoi, returned goods sold for rupees, let us say 2000, costing rupees 1800, because the reason can be any, I am not mentioning the reason. So what is to be done here? Cost is 1800, sale is 2000. So how much profit will have to return back? Profit is 200. So C plus L is equal to A. So we'll be deducting a profit of 200 because this profit is on sales return. So the profit, it is not realized, so it will be deducted from the capital. No change in liabilities and no change in cash also. Cash is also not at all affected. But your stock will reduce. How much stock will reduce? By 1800. And see, your stock will increase. Just wait. Your stock will increase because customer is returning your goods. So when customer is returning, so this will be added to the stock, added back to the stock. So your stock will increase by 1800 while your debtors will decrease by 2000. So I repeat its statement. See, in this case there are three objects, three contents. First is sale value. Sale value is rupees 2000. So it is to be deducted from the debtors. Our debtors will be reduced. Second is cost value. What will happen to the cost value? Cost value is 1800. It will be added to the stock. Why it is to be added? Because customer has returned the goods, so this will increase our stocks. And third is profit, and profit is 200, so we'll be deducting this profit from the capital. Why? What is the reason? The reason is that because this is not a profit now, because goods are returned by whom? Goods are returned by the customer. So I hope this is clear to you and you have no doubts what relating to the concepts which are covered by us, and you will be able to do further numericals on this, and we'll be covering few more concepts which are very important relating to this particular chapter, and we'll be doing few numericals also either from T.S. Grewal or from NCERT's book. So all these concepts, cash receipt from debtors, bills drawn on debtor, bill accepted by the firm, loan from bank, repayment of bank loan, purchase return and sales return are clear to you. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.